Hey, welcome to the next episode of Scotty G's Pod Spot. And because I've forgotten on a lot of these, let me start by thanking our sponsor, Blind Tiger Spirit Cocktails. So, my favorite non-alcoholic spirits. Anyway, so welcome to Scotty G's Pod Spot again. Oh, I did it on my last one. I got to show you the Pod Spot shirt of the day. So today we're going with the Christmas theme. Home Alone, baby. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Also got my ugly Christmas socks here. These are the ugly Christmas socks. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I didn't pull anything on there. I could have been in traction in the hospital. Getting the foot up over the head there isn't as easy as my youth days. Got my coffee here. My Father's Day gift a couple years ago from Nicky G, my son. He used to live in my balls. I find that kind of stuff funny. So it's true. He used to live in my balls. I made half of them. Max made the other half. So, Java. Sweet nectar of my Lord. Anyway, so what are we talking about on the Pod Spot today besides Merry Christmas, you filthy animal? Besides all the Christmas stuff, Scotty G is not ready for Christmas at all. Don't know where the Christmas spirit is. I've been so busy. So I've got done filming my second movie, my scenes for my second movie, The Flower City Butcher in New York. Long hours, cold. We were filming in a non-insulated warehouse with no heater, and it was 20 degrees out. So we're all in like parkas in between scenes. Our teeth are chattering and shivering. It was a fog machine, which we really didn't need. We could have used our breath for the fog. But it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of great people, a lot of good eggs. Despite the cold and the long hours and the lack of sleep, I just loved doing movies. It was a great experience. We had the great show at Penn State University, the Barron campus in Erie, Pennsylvania. People in the audience that have seen me dozens of times in my comedy shows, I actually seen most of my comedy shows in the last 6 years, said it was maybe my best set ever. So, ego boost. I'm all pumped up on ego right now. So they think Scotty G is funny. And they weren't drunk because at Penn State, it was the campus. You couldn't have alcohol in there. So these were sober people saying I was funny. Because come on, let's face it, the drunker you are, the funnier I am. Anyway, so that's the entertainment happenings. But I mentioned I want to talk fantasy football in the last podcast, but I got to go back to my Giants first. Oh my God, the Giants lost another one yesterday. We're 2-12. We self-inflicted wounds. Allowed a punt return for a touchdown, interception when we're driving, 2 missed field goals. The defense stepped up at the end and gave us a chance, got 2 turnovers. I got to say, Jackson Dart, they had the statistics online this morning. His start in his first 9 starts, the stats that he has, no quarterback has ever done that in the history of the NFL. He's our franchise quarterback, our new one. I have complete faith in him, and I'm totally excited. The offensive line, to me, is playing the best they have in a decade. Dart's not running for his life back there every single play like Eli was doing at the end of his career, and Daniel Jones and other Giants quarterbacks that survived those years. The offensive line is doing a much better job this year. Abdul Carter has been getting some flack. Best game of his career yesterday. Said he has best week of practice. You know what? Sometimes it takes some setbacks to help you focus and reassess, to get you to the mindset you need to be in to be successful. And I think that a couple of benchings and that Abdul had and the veteran players talking to him woke him up, because he had 7 tackles yesterday, 3 for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, one of which he recovered, a sack. He's been getting pressures all year, but he got home yesterday, got the sack, it impacted the game, gave us a chance to win at the end. And there's all these people saying we should sit Dart the rest of the year because of the concussion and not expose him, which I totally disagree with. I mean, if you heard the call on the game on Fox yesterday, at the end of the game on that last drive, we're trying to tie it. He tried to lead Wandale down the field twice, whereas if he had angled it towards the sideline, Wandale could have run under it possibly and caught it, got out of bounds, or scored the touchdown. That's stuff that hopefully the coaches picked up also and are coaching him on. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback. It's off to a great start. He's still learning, though. He's still in the NFL, as Jackson said, is an elite league. It's so much more difficult. Things he got away with in college, he can't get away with in the NFL. So he's got to learn, and I think these games are valuable, these last three, getting him additional experience so he fires on all cylinders out of the gate next year in 2026. Hey, Eli Manning started the last 6 games of his rookie year, 2004. Oh, God, I can't remember. I think he went 1-5 in those games, but we got beat severely in 5 of them. So, you know what? Eli came out in the second year as a much different quarterback. Those 6 games were invaluable, and I think these games for Jackson are invaluable. So let's, I go back to what I said on a couple of podcasts. This is the most excited I have been about a 2-12 team. Our best receiver out since the third game of the year, the Chargers, 4th game of the year, out since the 4th game of the year. The Scotti out since the second Eagles game in October. Arguably was our best running back. We had a lot of injuries on defense. We lost Adebo and Javon Holland for a few games. All right, everyone seems to forget about Micah McFadden, who had a great rookie year last year, was a starter, went down early in the season for the year, and now we're playing with backups, and Masau's playing, doing okay, but he was on injury reserve too. And we've had, I don't know what it is with the Giants since Super Bowl 46 and the Coughlin era, we just have like 20 guys on injured reserve every year, and I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's a strength and conditioning issue. I don't know if it's the home turf in the field, but I'm a Six Sigma guy. You would think there's some process that we could assess to figure out how to keep these guys upright and on the field playing the games. But a lot of people are also talking about we should be tanking the last 3 games. Let's keep the number 1 draft pick. Are you kidding me? I played all 4 sports when I was growing up. Are you kidding me? I'm an ultra competitive guy. I want to win every time I'm on the field, court, field, whatever sport it is I'm playing. I want to win. If I have someone on my team, a teammate, or when I was coaching, someone that played for me that wanted to tank a game to get a better draft pick or get whatever perk there was for losing, that person's off my team. He or she's off my team. I want people that want to win every week and keep fighting. And I saw some fight in the Giants yesterday and under Kafka. They're still fighting, and I'm happy to see that. The number 1 pick is not always all that it's cracked up to be. Big deal, number 1 pick. Okay, Joe Montana, 3rd round, 82nd pick. Tom Brady, 6th round, 199th pick. Wouldn't you love to get those? How many Super Bowl teams like the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl like 5 of the last 6 years? The Patriots for all those years. Drafting 29, 30, 31, 32. Last picks in the first round, finding quality players. If there are not 32 quality players in the draft, there's something wrong with college football and that system, okay? How about, think about the overall number 1 pick busts over the years. Just a few off the top of my head. Jamarcus Russell for the Raiders, 2007. Did not have a great career. How about Cincy, Kajana Carter in 1995, blew out his knee in the preseason, missed his whole rookie year, was never the same. Was never got over 500 yards rushing any season. He remains in the league. But look at Curtis Martin in the 3rd round, his 75th overall pick. Terrell Davis, 6th round, 196th overall pick. Wouldn't you love to have either of those running backs? right? At 74 and 196. Tom Brady at 199. Joe Montana at 82. Okay, Browns, a couple of years. 99 with Tim Couch. Donovan McNabb went number 2, got the Eagles to the Super Bowl, right? Edgerrin James was number 4. Okay, Tim Couch didn't go anywhere with the Browns. And the next year, the Browns took Courtney Brown, a number 1 overall pick in 2000 versus Brian Urlacher. All right, so the number 1 pick is not all it's cracked up to be. Win the last 3 games, go 5-12, go out on a high note with some dignity. You're still going to get a top 10 draft pick and a quality player. All right, and I'm excited because we have our quarterback in the future. I think Jackson, if he stays healthy, is going to be a successful winning quarterback for us for years to come. Scatterboo is going to come back strong next year. I believe it. I hope Malik comes back strong. McFadden comes back strong. We have a good core nucleus of young players here on the Giants I'm excited about. And I can't wait till next year. I cannot wait to get these guys back. Oh, how can I forget Theo Johnson? Okay, he's had some drops, such I didn't like this year. He's also made a ton of really difficult catches. And Daniel Bellinger, when called upon, has been great too. I'm just excited. And we have Marcus Mabeau on the bench as an offensive lineman that when he did play a couple times this year, looked like a beast. So we have a nucleus of good young talent. I think the Giants are going to have a great season next year. This year, even though we're 2-12, we're 1-6 in one-score games. So if we had pulled those out, a little bit more experience, and didn't blow those 4 10-plus point leads in the fourth quarter, 4 or 5, I lost count. 4 or 5 10-plus point leads in the fourth quarter we blew. If we go 7-0, win those 5 games, and go 7-0 in those 6 games, but go 7-0 in one-score games. Now we're talking our record is 8-6, and we still are in contention for a wild card spot. Or the division, because the Eagles are 8-5. I think now we're 9-5. 9-5. So the Giants are not that far off. Keep the faith. And I hope the fans, I'm a season ticket holder since MetLife opened in 2010. All right, I drive 6 to 7 hours each way for the games. And I'm planning on going to the Minnesota game this weekend. It's supposed to be nice, no precipitation. Right now, 47 degrees, the early forecast. You can't ask for much better weather. Sorry, first day with a new tongue. Much better weather than 47 degrees in December with no precipitation in Jersey. So Giant fans, man, get out there to the game. Let's root our team on. Hopefully upset the Vikings there. That's it for my Giants rant. I do want to close up with fantasy football. I had a rough year in fantasy football. And what's funny is I came out of all the 3 drafts. I'm in 3 leagues. I run 2 of them, and I kind of help consult on the third one for my buddy who runs it. I came out of the draft, so everyone is like, you got great teams. You're going to be in the playoffs. I only made 1 of them. I snuck in the 5th spot out of 6 teams. Luckily, I won my playoff game yesterday, so now I'm going to the championship game. I upset the 4th seed team, so now I'll be playing... And the 6th seed upset the 3rd seed, surprisingly. So luckily, I'll draw the number 2 seed, and he's going to get the number 1 seed. So hopefully, I'm going to make that Super Bowl, which I won the Super Bowl in that league last year. So I got to defend my title. So hopefully, I'll pull off another upset this week and get back to the Super Bowl for a 2-peat. Yeah, why don't we call it a 2-peat instead of a repeat? They say 3-peat, it should be a 2-peat, right? Anyway, but my other 2 leagues. Oh my God, I was the worst team, second worst team. I finished next to last in both leagues, basically with the same team. Okay? I had Jackson Dart in all 3 leagues from the Chargers game on, week 4 on. And by the way, Jackson Dart, average points per game, when you look at his 9 starts, he is, in my fantasy leagues, all 3, either the 6th or 7th best quarterback. He's a top 7 quarterback in all 3 leagues with within half a point of Matthew Stafford, average points per game. His worst game was against the Patriots. Only game he didn't get over 20 points. So I'm rolling with Dart. He's not been my problem. I just hit on hard luck this year. I have maxed out my injury reserve in all 3 leagues. I got Cam Scatterboo in all 3 leagues on IR. Malik Neighbors, all 3 leagues, on IR. Tucker Kraft, he was points per game, the top scoring tight end, average points per game in all 3 leagues. Had him in 2 of them, on IR. Garrett Wilson had him in 2 of my leagues, on injury reserve, been hurt all year. Lost Dart for 2 games, right? Had Travis Hunter, hasn't done much. He was in IR, had to cut him to make room for other guys. It's just crazy how many guys I've got on injury reserve in all these leagues. Who am I missing? That's it. Yeah. Ferguson, Wilson. So I had some, I have other, studs though. Jamar Chase, not having the year's typical year. Joe Burrow goes down, misses 10, 11 games. Jamar Chase numbers down. He's had a few big games, nothing like we're used to. I got Saquon Barkley in 2 of the 3 leagues. Even though I'm a Giants fan and cannot root for the Eagles, I have a stupid rule in fantasy. I won't draft Eagles, Redskins, or Cowboys because I just don't want to root for guys that are in the division against my Giants. But with Saquon being an ex-Giant, I've had him, protected him in 2 of my 3 leagues. He beast last year. In my 1 league, he was my 4th best running back. Cam Scatterbo, average points per game in all 3 leagues, is doing better than Barkley was when Scatterbo went down. Okay, better, higher average points per game than Saquon. In my like I said this already, in my 1 league, 4 running backs, Saquon was my lowest scoring running back average points per game. I had Travis Etienne doing better. It's crazy. Crazy how full Saquon's fallen since last year. Hopefully he'll have a bounce back next year. But my point is, with this stud team that everyone said I had, they jinxed me. I made 1 playoff. Luckily, I'm in the championship game. The other 2, I got a very high draft pick next year. And I get to protect a few players in each league. So hopefully I'll protect the right ones. But I'm even thinking, why do I do fantasy football? I did fantasy baseball this year for the first time too. And I had a strategy where like David Stern of the Mets, known for developing great pitching staffs. So I drafted all the entire Mets starting rotation to start the season. And I looked like a genius. I was rolling through the first 3 months of the year through June in second place, fighting for first. And I had the best pitching staff in the fantasy league. So I had all the Mets pitchers plus Edwin Diaz, their closer. And of course, I had Paul Skeens of Pittsburgh. I had some other studs in there pitching besides just the Mets. And I had Alonso, I had Lindor. Alonso had a beast year. Lindor didn't have his usual slow start. I was in second place killing it. And then June 13th hit, and the Mets started to tank the rest of the season. And I wound up in 7th place. Top 6 teams made the playoffs. I missed it by 1. I dropped from 2nd to 7th, July, August, and September. So fantasy sports are so frustrating. So this is the time of year that I say I'm going to quit all of them and not do fantasy sports next year. However, I started my first fantasy league in 1987. So I've been doing it now for 38 years. And if I win the Super Bowl in that 1 league, I'll probably be back. Because I'm not that smart. I'm really not. But anyway, okay, thank you again to Blind Tiger Spirit Cocktails, our sponsor. Hey, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals out there. Okay, don't miss. I'm going to do a shirt of the day on my podcast. The last one was Albert Weinstein. Drink a few glasses and become a genius. So here we got the ugly socks and the filthy animal Home Alone shirt. So look for the PodSpot shirt of the day on the next one. So it's a longer than usual podcast, but I had a lot to say. Hope you all have a great holiday season coming up here. Happy Hanukkah to my Jewish friends out there. Shout out to them. And, spoiler alert, Scotty G's trying to go to the Giants game early this weekend so we can do an episode like we did in episode 1 with Phil Connors and the Armenian in the Asbury Park Roastery in New Jersey. So hopefully we'll be able to pull that off, and you guys keep your eyes open for that one. That should be interesting. We'll be talking sports there also. So, all right. Hey, Scotty G over and out. Ciao, Maine.